Raju was a world-class inventor, at least in his own bedroom. His floor was a sea of white, covered in the failed prototypes of the fastest paper airplanes in history. Every time a wing was slightly crooked or a nosedive occurred, Raju would grab a fresh, crisp sheet from his desk and start all over again. By the time the sun went down, Raju's trash can was overflowing. He didn't mind. He just loved the sound of a fresh page ripping from his notebook. "I'll make a giant dragon tomorrow," he yawned, tossing one last crumpled ball toward the pile. He didn't notice the pile start to wiggle and shake as he turned off the light. Scritch, scratch, crinkle. Raju woke up to a sound like 1,000 candy wrappers dancing under his bed. He grabbed his flashlight, his heart thumping like a drum. He leaned over the edge of the mattress and clicked the light on. Two big, goofy eyes made of ink blots stared right back at him. Out crawled a creature that looked like a giant walking laundry basket of junk mail. It was Crinkle, a monster made entirely of Raju's wasted drawings, old math homework, and half-folded airplanes. He had a tail made of a long grocery list and a nose that looked suspiciously like a failed sketch of a cat. Crinkle tried to let out a terrifying roar, but because he was made of paper, it sounded more like a dry sneeze. Achoosh! As he lunged forward to look scary, he tripped over a stray toy car and tumbled into a heap of rustling pages. Raju didn't scream, he burst out laughing. "You're not a monster. You're a giant recycling bin." "It's not funny," Crinkle huffed, picking a staple out of his knee. "Every time you waste a sheet of paper, I get bigger and clumsier. I'm made of all the things you threw away just because they weren't perfect. Do you have any idea where all this paper comes from?" Crinkle pointed a shaky paper finger at a drawing on his own chest. Crinkle waved his paper arms, and the room seemed to glow. He showed Raju a vision of a great green forest. "Each sheet was once part of a tall, breathing tree," Crinkle explained softly. "They give us air and shade. When you waste paper, you're wasting a little bit of the forest." Raju looked at the mountain of paper on his floor and suddenly felt very small. "I'm sorry, Crinkle," Raju whispered. He picked up a crumpled ball and carefully flattened it out. He saw that the back of the page was completely blank, a whole new space to draw. "I don't need a new notebook. I have 1,000 secret canvases right here on the floor." That night, Raju and Crinkle didn't throw anything away. They spent hours turning the waste into wonders. They made a fleet of origami cranes and a giant cardboard castle. Crinkle even showed Raju how to use old envelopes to make tiny secret journals. As they worked, Crinkle started to shrink, becoming smaller and neater until he was just a friendly little paper sprite. The next morning, Raju's room was spotless. He wore a brand new cape made of taped-together scraps and a badge that said, "The Paper Saver Hero." He used every inch of every page, drawing on the front, the back, and even the margins. And whenever he heard a little crinkle under his bed, he knew his friend was there, cheering him on.